like.
But when did you start calling yourself that? Like, how did that all come about?
I figured you needed a name. Like, I mean, as
but
much as people
this
like
is just WFAN callers, right?
2015. No, I was Terry from the Bronx for a little while.
Okay,
calling in.
Right.
And then because I'm obviously from Staten Island, but I was living in the Bronx at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Barstool, I was like, it was getting a little bit more traction. Like I was on the voicemails every time now. I'm like, all right, if you're gonna try and like get your own social media and like down the road potentially, that was the other thing too. Like it was like I never thought I could like I thought I had the capability of contributing here. Yeah. But I never thought like I always looked at you guys like superstars. I was like, they're not gonna call. Yeah. You know, I think there's a lot of that element now of like where people are like, you know, they repost a viral video and they're like, all right, so I got a job offer. It's like, it don't work like that. Right, you know what I mean? At least, I mean, whatever, but you know what I mean? Like
sometimes apparently it does, but.
Well, no, I meant like one college kid, like random. It's like, what do you have, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we saw that
doing it for years, you know?
Yeah, I mean, with the fucking, who was the big kid from St. John Fisher? That was a wild.
I mean, we got a little loose for a second there.
Exactly. Like, he's got a rep when he's coming in to do the interview. It's like, okay, good luck, buddy.
Yeah, but so, the calls and like linking up with Dave is kind of how everything started with Barstool, right?
Yeah. Hank put the voicemail out, and like I said, I've sent it on a bunch of different shows, Erica's, and like if you follow Pick'em, they put that out of like, hey, we're gonna take voicemails, and everybody out there called in, or people called in, and was just like, I like Fordham plus 36.
Just
I like Syracuse.
Blah, blah, blah.
I had studied the business, studied WFAN. I know what works. Like that crazy girl from Rico Park, like those people, Vinny from Queens, like my dad you would know these guys. He would turn up the volume and be like,
Lisa from Whitestone and them.
Yeah, he hated the Yankees, but he's like, Vinny from Queens is a sharp
good
guy.
Caller.
Like,
yeah.
That's your voice. Like this was way back in the day. So I was like, hey, this is kind of like an audition. Like, you know,
sure.
and I
took that opportunity.
Walked out of work on a lunch break or like a fake smoke break or whatever, and called in, left a voicemail, and then like Friday, I was driving up to homecoming. My buddy texted me like, "Yo, I just heard you on Boston."
On the show, yeah.
I was like, "All right."
Right.
And then the first quotes out of them is like, "Yo, this like
guy's
I think
electric.
well, yeah. Dave goes, "I like this guy," and Dan goes, "This guy should have his own show." Was the quotes. I was like, all right. And again,
we're doing.
But I just was like
serious calls, the Friday afternoon calls.
Yeah, I was always calling
the fucking theme music in the background. So this is all to say that like it's the Rico Bosco character that like gave birth to all this, right? But then when you get here, like kind of in a full-time role, and you want to just start talking like regular and normal, do you feel like, oh fuck, I gotta do this, or like I don't want to do that anymore? But
I think it just shows. I think it just shows a little bit more of your onion, if that makes sense. You don't just have a fastball. Like go listen to the dog walk. Like I compared the Mets starting rotation to the cast of Mean Girls.
Right.
Like that takes a fucked up brain, but it's in a calm manner.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know, I also think like at a certain point, if you're yelling and screaming all the time, like they'll be like, all right, cool, I've seen that fastball.
One trick pony. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, truthfully, if I didn't get hard, I'd still be calling into radio, just like, or
just a maniac. Yeah.
Well, I would have just been like the unnamed guy. Like I would just still call, probably a little bit down ticked.
Yeah.
You know, like not screaming, yelling, but I would still debate guys on it.
Sure.
Or if Pick'em still had voicemails, I would call. Like, yeah, it's just
you gotta have a little bit of a screw loose.
Oh, without a doubt, but it's a niche market. But that's what we grew up on.
Yeah.
Like all the inside jokes of my friends on text about like Francesa and different radio call. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just how you grew up here.
Isn't it weird? I don't know. I mean, it still goes on, but like, and maybe it's just because I haven't listened as much, but it does feel like it's kind of faded a little bit to me with the podcasts and everything. Like,
I think callers are
like. I don't know. Every city probably has their own talk radio, right? But like, I mean, Francesa and Dog like invented the fucking genre practically.